Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you might be around the world. This is your program again, Think Point Podcast. With me is Honorable Keba Tumandin Sane, one of the outspoken National Assembly in the Gambia's Parliament. And today we'll be discussing holistically on the issues of Jambe's million that has been lost or stolen. That's how we always say it. And the conversation is going to be done in Mandinka so that the program Gambians can be able to understand and know what we are talking about, like what Doctor always said. So on that note, na jiberal tendo ne jay mo wada banko kan anan banko e bantala. Kon danda baka bi pour kamurun nan pour kanyum program sama.
Baraka Mr. Job Lamuer Lal be control.
Yeah, go ahead, Honorable.
Hello?
Yeah, and go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, and in jiberal and your condo.
Hello?
Yeah, and continue. Hello, Honorable.
Hello?
Yeah, and fanaro. Go ahead. Seems like Honorable Netogo among Bambo Fananina, Jigida about General Cotton Purkajako, Kakachanin Damuta, be Netogo and Yako Yajuna, Kakaja from the start, But we will try to bring him back and see whether we'll be able to talk to him, to have this conversation with him. Yes, let me try to see what's wrong with his network. Yeah, it's crazy though. In fact, we will have a special program on the issues of Starlink, inshallah, after Ramadan, to do certain advocacy to see how best we can pressure the government to have a very good and stable connection in the country. Because if Senegal today can use Starlink and is benefiting their economy and then the people of Senegal and other part of the world, I believe Gambia also should be on top of it to accommodate Starlink in the country, so that it wouldn't matter even if you live in Bolibanda, you'll be able to have connection. You'll be able to talk to Gambians without any interruptions. So let me try to call Honorable and see whether we will be able to get him back to have this conversation with him. Seems like his network is down. So abola nyama be Honorable Keba Tumandin Sane wala mun lunta wadija jigida kacha nyimba kila kacha di mabati inshallah. So ali munya do mandi ngala kana tam janinja ba try kana kari connect now. Okay, he's joining. Okay, we have Honorable back again. Honorable Korimon kono sodo fanal.
No, Antela Fernandez, Narela Fernandez, Bafoka, hello.
Mbe moy kala, yeah, so isa jiberal kondo jenimba na kacha nyimba.
Yo, Abaraka, Mr. Job, and then Mbela Lamuerlal, Anila followers will be both on Facebook and then other platform all. Momo Mela to follow. This is my first time I'm interviews of Ladima. I do normally coming from Molier. I'm the National Assembly member for Foni Jarol. I don't Ntelota and stuff for no alliance. APRC la side coming for no alliance. Ndole multimedia ko balanta pour kata alliance wala ani baroma. Yo ntedum nalo fenke Foni Jarol. To nyalem APRC Molier lo walto. Bare mene carte fayne mol fanga men bu koy be UDP dol fanga because presidential le follow keta dole carte fay baroye will be because of people know me, people trusted me, people believe in me. wayatina mobe kafuta ngage fongela candidate sol bigé bi kon kanyim parti no foye barola moli mamoda londige directly NPP but what they did ferole kiye ye mollondi on the independent ntol ngalon ko NPP lam bare ma okay so ima APRC fango ikoy men bi alliance la e molla député ma fasa because they were having their prepared independent candidate maybe now winter just to cross carpet. So despite all that, many carpet five baro there are people who supported me. They left their candidate, they were following me. Don't begin secret ibe ofenkola. Wakola na National Assembly is about national issues. So wala na ntoka fumole nako I am not there to sideline, wala to support. In fact, it's best for me. It affects a party that I belong to, like the APRC. I remain silent than coming out pour kamul tentu kamu feka fem photo ka what defend come femela ko is undefendable nga from the mba defender. So that's me. It's better I remain silent. Wala niyangi nka fenna I'm expected to know malong nka fumole nako malong. One thing kabori menna nyimu bankola quality adun comment kadiamte nyame here you are in America, so the whole world is listening. People listening from different countries. So I would not come and lie. I would not come because I hate somebody. In fact, it's not about hate. No more like character assassinate because of an intermental black killing. That's why I don't join in personal attacks. There is no way honey be more attack. For on social media, no more money fair. But other than that, interbuka dunka more personal attack because I know you banku quality, na melom, na fo, or for the nene mansela, na fe mo fe melom buka sila kadiam. You can be my friend, you can be my enemy, but that will not stop me telling you the realities because this is about the country, and I think this is why we have king. Yes, Ndemu APRC left to me alone would not have king, but people decided the king. I have to be with the king. But what happened but I'm not here to defend anybody. In fact, we'll never understand that Katambi interfere diamola.
Incredible.
Wala na watu interview mamelong malo. Ngamelong buka sila ka fo adu buka gibe ko dinga fo 1% happy lambulo. And I'm not looking for any recognition. I'm not looking for anything. Yes, in fact, when it comes to academic wise, I don't celebrate that much. I'm a master degree holder in business administration and with other, but mena nka kontan mena back well work experience. In fact, I have been working more than 25 years, all Abimu community work experience lately. I work with forestry department. Later, I resigned there to work with Kyle from CCF. These are all local people that concerns about the well-being of people, the well-being of children. This is why I know administrative issues more than political issues. That's why anytime I am maybe criticizing government, I criticize them on governance issues, on policies, on laws. But I don't get into a personal attack of people. What is going wrong? I look at the audit reports, I look at the National Assembly Committee reports, and then I look at public, I listen to public voices where more concern what they are talking about, and I try to express that. Abata.
Thank you so much, Honorable. I would have come to that to look into your educational background. Seems like Honorable network sambo fananyina. But abamintandi ko fananyina wala mo ala mato nyini ata karamala fanala ani ngai do kul kadami bara ko mada back ni ba si kan dibide bodo inen keramudi me annako inyana ko kilen ko fula inyana wolta min la nyaade mi ala ka fadene karamani experience la ko mada je back and ala contribution at the parliament ni ka follow back e baje la molo mi annako is very assertive and molo fana mi annako anding deputy to my diata back because personally I even witnessed that couple of sit-ins, he have a very jovial relationship with the National Assembly members. So Lusta Honorable of Fananina, hopefully he's going to come very soon. It's just unfortunate that that is the network condition, Now I remember last time Gala Boys finished with a protest with regards to the issues of connection or internet connection. And they were arrested and further prosecuted. So It's really sad. But let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can have from what we get. I know it's let me try to see whether I can get honorable on phone. Yeah, so give it up without an attempt to Najay. In about Facebook or another. Okay, we have honorable again. Uh,
Ngara na network wala. Let me move nga jube because Ngala is from my side.
yeah, but it's kind of better now. After that, science akajan.
Yeah, mfunda ngana location ole move ni mayola na debita demanding. Okay.
Well, I know honorable but Starlink code. Senegal is Starlink so like Ghana, Nigeria, and then up to now Gambia is reluctant to accept Starlink. With Starlink, connection ko and dokumbola ko. Right.
Yeah, you are
Honorable,
right.
so you have given me a brief about your educational background and then yes, do go model them on me. So send anybody na kacha kono. But before we do na kacha nyim phone kono, personally, I've witnessed your interaction with the National Assembly members. It is very smooth, jovial, and then there is that strong tie between you and some National Assembly members. How do you able to do this, Honorable?
Yeah, this is all about. That's why Nkafuyeko, I am proud of my community mobilization skills
Mm-hmm.
because I have been working with different groups. So because and then when one thing you learn or you adopt working with the communities is about tolerance.
Yeah.
So anytime you are very much tolerant, then you are always able to work with any person. So this is me even at the National Assembly, not trying to promote myself,
Mm-hmm.
but even all members, do you want to work with Honorable Tumani Sane? Wala, select to work with somebody. Everyone will rush to select me. If I'm there, no problem. And
Yeah.
then there is a language that is very important. Coming for this about dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to know the words, the right words to choose so that the person you are talking to, because remember, you are of different opinion. So not the person sees what you are saying. So to make that person understand, you don't have to annoy that person. You
Mm-hmm.
have to make sure that that person feels comfortable. And the making that person feel comfortable is by choosing the right words that you have to use. Because when you offend that person becomes angry. You're not going to get what you want. So
Exactly.
that's why I talk even nothing Kedoto. I Nkataule, Yale Kamele Guado, the speaker will call me order. I provoke and I go this way. When I know, then I try to bring something just to get the attention of people. I crack jokes because I want people to listen. That's another way of getting people. So all that now I can work with anybody, to be honest with you, no matter any more from cope no. More for any motor cope but that person, a lot of people run away from you
No, Honorable,
because that's me.
I have witnessed that a couple of times at the Parliament. You have
Yeah.
this jovial relationship with many of the National Assembly members. So, Honorable, but do not catch on the side. Then, Intellectual for millions stolen and Kafunyo market and Moldemiana could find it Lombedo last year, Bulkaja Boko, Nindroke, or like a commandroke, Jambela na Fulunala, Bakasumian Noko, Yawola Sunyano, Cabring, the Republic report Finida Co, Nafulo Kamas. Honorable, take us through the former Federal Committee report. Covering here,
Yeah,
Republican now
yeah,
publication. What comes to your mind?
Job, I think I have to thank your group very much and all Gambians and anyone me along ko imuto nyangini be pare nyim falindiro amanjawia anyone who call for nyim falindiro because people think there are things that we are not right and then people ask for king. I don't blame those people. The only people in the sign coming blame Melealo, yes, they ask for king and they know this king is worse than what you are going through, but still they insist Kafoko is better than the previous one. Well, because of a selfish interest, anyone doing that along with our interest. And then you don't look at Kafoko, I had a problem with the previous government. So that being the case, you have to be totally negative. So it's among Fendal, among Betia, yes, Akata because now they will tell you because of this freedom of speech. This freedom of speech, wallahi, woman can economy, woman can employment, woman can yurwate. Freedom of speech because in fact, if you look at model bige kakumol for yatna siol benyoket la mobe ula benendrol kela, it's on control. So what na nyindo, I'm going to thank you people a million times. We are where we are today. Kujama lonta Mobe I get because of you people. Because I was having interviews on the radio, newly at the parliament. In fact, the first interview I had, even before becoming a National Assembly, immediately change of government keta, was this what do you call them? It's a Frank radio TV station, something like that. RFI, yes, RFI. So when I was interviewed, what I told the man, the way I see things are going, no. So you don't support? I'm not supporting. Yes, I'm still APRC. I will join the wagon when I think things are right. Things are better than where I was. Then I have to say, okay, I think this was why we came for. But at the moment, the way things start, I have reason to say that because I was at the Abattoir. Number one, Kabirun King is Keta. This is an ex-president. In fact, what happened? People started jumping to our assets. They were sharing. People even started International Assembly, at the Central Abattoir. They were harassing us. Kabinina de Kamwele called the Kalila family farm. So in fact, but look at listen, Kenyish Keta sign it. This is a company that is registered under Kalila family farm. How can you come here? Nga service or dealer, it Kalila family. And these are people who are educated. People who are coming there, they were refusing to pay Fenkola, the revenue Fenkola, it was a problem. I have to report the matter. If you go to Abuko Diary, Abige, in fact, I have to have a problem with one man. They'll make sure they'll wipe all of us. Sorry to say this because Buka Pareka tribalistic language we use Nimoya use because those men understand the but that's what he said to us. This, in fact, they were not knowing core. None of the academic was they thought that Jammeh picked some of us from the street to bring us there to be directors. But whatever, my work experience, I am very proud of it. I don't give I was a coordinator. This was with an NGO. I don't been in UK where I studied, coming out for 10 years. Been gave for a master's degree Nata. So people at the same time, I was doing part-time lectures at GTTI. Me along Kabirun 2015, 17th of January, I started those part-time lectures up to this September. That is for Botagi, because I cannot take the two things. But people follow, they thought that we are just based on tribe or based on relation and thrown us there. But later when they realized that, no, that was a day I was even taken to the major crime. For the only reason, Jammeh family, the president Yaya Jammeh, our family, according to them, were advised the police and wafu, but tijang ye fendol sangala. Itate ol muta de ela mo den kam fo de ye wol muta ko wolle ya Jammeh bakaso sunya. These are our family member. So what they fanang inata, yente fanang muta so nsafo inata some two pickups. Paramilitary inata. What is going on? Well, manager. So some people are reasonable men at the officers. Kabra Gubero can I get the officer, I Gube, I know background of Gube, Kabra gave Molia Fako. This guy is a master degree holder. The man was not comfortable. But he was Akonya, no, the way things are going. This government will fail. Akonya told me the Sambala, I know for no reason, but now that just more lebela cool Sambakam. We went there, what they need a part-time lectures at GTTI, the lectures have to be cancelled. The student called me and some major crime. I don't know which crime I have committed that warrant for them to take me to a major crime. So I was sitting there, I took my files. Yeah, because I was documenting. Okay, now what you can do? Can you tell me what I have done? That you have to keep me here from 10 o'clock in the morning up to after 4. Remember, they wanted even to detain me there. So I'm about for around 5. Okay, Simon manager. He said, say no, when we need you, we'll call you. So when they went through the files, has I up to date in any man call water. Then what Sakunda. Now Jammeh family 5 cattle yole waf. They were arrested, they brought them, they were kicking out people from Jammeh properties without any good process. They were using the PI para for not doing anything. That's why I was not surprised. Abattoir in that time, Baige, Presola, you have Augustus Pron, Cabrio contract as the receivership, one not gele, but the war was fine because anything because I get not institutional memory sort gay, anything they are doing, they must consult me. But Kabirun things we are going fine with him. They were asking him to do a lot of things. Ataka balang because aka fongel akonya I don't know why but I fongel ya fonye akonya they are after me put iko ngatol by abattoir to, but you people did nothing wrong. Bepare and then you are just coping with us. So why would we even terminate your service? Nka, well, I don't know. Nka, if they decide ngamela because you are trying to mu jamela molete wala we are APRC. Nko ko wala na nyingo fena be fail la. Nko that's why they're going to fail. So another kabribe bonde kang they can be receivership to Alpha Capital. We'll get into the details when we get into the select committee report. Alpha Capital ala doko soto jamen. But when Alpha Capital came, he brought one man as the manager. Sorry to say, because I wish he was alive. Today I would have used harsh word on him. But moment banta ibukala kujao for ibuka kudol for that, I'm going to spare him. But when Anata, I was just like a manager with no voice. I cannot say anything. I cannot approve anything. They were doing their illegal thing.
Just to keep you there, what was it? You said you were a manager. Where and when? When was this?
I was a manager at the Abattoir, and I was appointed 15th of January, 2015.
Okay.
That's when I was appointed at the Central Abattoir, Abuko. I have to come out because my bunko network come better. So
it's good like that.
Yeah. So Kabirun not be young appointed big Abattoir Kabirun January 15th, 2015. Mbe Walter for Kabirun Kenya of government Keta. Then the receivership management started June 2017. That with the Augustus Prawn Walnatege, things we are fine, to be honest. Abattoir, I was trying to transform Abattoir. Yemomo Nyininka, I am proud of. Eka Bukomen getting, I increased the income of the Abattoir. Wofen Kolbe coming getting shop salt. When I was going there, you have only one shop there, but I created employment there. Na payroll, Kabirun Bitakange, the payroll was at around 34. But Kabirun Janintebe Bolage, the payroll went up to 48. That's what management is all about. You have to increase. So that's what I was doing. And then I was having a garden inside. I planted local manure. I was trying to promote that. Now about 160 orange trees. And that wafu does not even reflect in the select committee report. There are a lot of things. When I was making my delivery, I get so angry.
Yes, so that's why I wanted to take you.
Yeah. So Kabirun Bige, Amanda Watode, Abuko up to about 66 women. I created a garden there. These are women, survival was in that garden. Using this local manure, that's cow dung. Well, means that I was living in. Well, means later. How do you call it? Peticas. Because so I was very careful because they were haunting me. So I know one day it will come and be. They never knew. Now I am taken to a position that I am going to hold them accountable.
Exactly.
Would I be what would I would say? Would I be a coward to speak the truth? No one can stop me, and I'm ready to go to the grave. I don't long. But I made my investigation. Nobody can stop me. In fact, they were trying to think Kansamba, California, somewhere na patrioto. Yeah, need sound a patrioto. Ibagala next Ibela second term. I am ready to lose my second term based on standing for the truth, based on standing for the people. I'm the son of the people they call farmers, the poor farmers. Yalo tuwabu niko farmer kamira kudisiwala. Gambia for farmer le porta kuobieti. I am from that background. You go there, you can see that poverty signs inside my village, inside my family. So my people, Foni Garo, cannot elect me, make me important. Because yesterday when they were treating me, they feel I was not an important person. My people cannot make me important today. And then they know that I am vocal with other people. They want to silence me by asking me to cross carpet. No one. I'm ready to lose my election. That one, no joke. I'll be jobless. Don't even try. It is my people who put me in this position, who can only ask me, but people who have not elected me, especially people I have been talking to. Allah for Baroe. I have witnesses. Me, I talk on based on referencing. When this was happening, the first guy Menata Abattoir was in Jaga. kabirun jaga natage nkai njaga ngamu ite mu baro bare nungata konye ha. I got his number, but intending more call later I deleted the number. Nkai ko you need to get up yela uncle Marco. Dolbe wuri na barokan. Nkai ko they are not going to help your uncle. Tomorrow your uncle will dance alone. Akonye okay, I met a do sano kanaje. Ekoye nyimfana mu barola fenkolti. This was during the coalition period. Nko duye ko the way I'm seeing things because people kabirun President Jammeh left. They thought that President Jammeh left everything with me, not knowing it was the only Abattoir. So people were calling me, informing me, President Jammeh properties done, what is happening there. I was taking record up to the end, come further about the Yankumani Bladoto, Kabribe Nyins Wafola. I go and stand and watch. My tears, I cannot hold my tears. I was so angry, but people thought that I was, because I know it was wrong. Yes, President Jammeh, when he was coming to power, even account of Fongotabulo. I am not there to deny, I'm not there to defend. Like I always tell people, I am not President Jammeh's lawyer. All what I know is what I'm going to speak. So it's up to the listeners to listen and judge by themselves. I always speak between me and God. But how can you go Jammeh Sunyale? I don't bear on Abattoir to 2015. Salo Mobelka Kalam Talajam. Sumkaro Komaka Bonji, every day we are slaughtering everywhere. What are the Nimolko? President Jammeh property sold bank mortality. I 100% agree. Hanite for Purukam Fandura because it was. And let me tell you this: the income that we generated from the Abattoir. By then I was not yet at the Abattoir. Most of it even went for the construction of Ghana, Bunjurla, Jamango, Kodo Kabonunja, and in Jamandon. More Jamal scholarship, Philo Bimbulu, was even coming from the income we are making. And this Abattoir belonged to President Jammeh. Moli American Jammeh was running on his business. I made some withdrawals. Those withdrawals, they never called me because it was documented. Why? They were going after people who were not documenting. Kafo Jammeh looted this. But those withdrawals year Kabrun 2016 and in 2015 because newborn baby soul, opening accounts for them, giving to the families. So we have to withdraw. And then people were sponsored from the central abattoir income. I talk on based on evidences and referencing because I don't sleep.
So, I have a further question. Further question with regards to that. Yeah, they were undervalued.
Job, that's why I'm saying I cannot hold my tears. Could you believe they were selling? I'm trying to look for those because this is all Yambaila Abattoir don't come for again. And I never thought this inquiry will come so early like this. But they were using an exercise book, like they would write, allow the Biara Aliu Job to pass with 2 cattle that he bought from the Jammeh Commission, High Court stamp water, Tampe. They will not even state the amount. And because we at the abattoir, the control measures, any cattle that comes inside or any livestock that you bring inside to slaughter, because we are trying to control Molka Sunya, you must produce a document. Remember, it's either from the Alcalo, but at the station no Nyantaka Kolekele. So when they were buying, we would not allow it to get inside the abattoir. I was very stubborn. But I don't see anything. I'm ready for anything you prepared. I'm prepared. That's me. So they were giving me this receipt. I went and advised Modola about for government print bank because for accountability purpose. Now for many dolia understand, will they stop buying? But they were buying from Dolbige because it can't get 9,000, 3 cattle. When I was at the Abattoir, the cheapest you can get in show, that was 2015, was 14,000. Well, I'm President Jammeh the lowest you can get because it alone at a quality level. This is why President Jammeh was having problem with people. If you send you Pureta Bengal Sana like Mali and others, anytime you bring this livestock, I get in labartale, you end up having problem. So you see labaring on me along ka fenke that 14,000, 13,000, but then you so wafu kanune 2,000, 3,000, dole bige fango ni wafu latata. I unko modole ka natane ka kinam, but I never thought this inquiry will come at this time. I was thinking in 20 years time or 15 years time for the new paper, because many are care, new will be seeing, forget it. But it can use so from fale. It will mean that you suppose Sam Nyoma, ya tala womu ma fault. Bankola aseto de ikweba busika Jammeh ake. De ika slotale ya fa ya otala. Jama fango ma record, member record wa afroto wale siata me recorda. In fact, this phone call fango nyim pagi solem. No joke. This new phone call report or
so Jawabalko ya report ni ya kukla nung
it was ya kukle. If just go back so because alongside everything is electronic. Go back. We have been asking questions about the assets of Jammeh. Dauda was not able to produce any. He cannot get the report anywhere. Go there, Almamela parliamentary. If you look at it, I have stopped asking parliamentary questions because it's of no value. Because the answers come in dealer. If you want to bring in another take, no wait for the debate. And we don't begin for an debate sheet. It can no debate because the majority are for long because of a debate. There are two sessions, ordinary sessions. There was no debate. Near question killing one because you've got three questions like in car. Near the main one read, I answer. You have a supplementary question too. The third one, you are gone. Nindo nothing in car. Okay. If the person answer is not clear, you cannot ask another question. So I feel, look, why would I waste my time asking questions that I'm not getting the right answers? In fact, you try to confuse me more than before even I ask the question.
We can make a progress a bit because there is a lot of things that we need to talk about today. Concerning
Okay.
about Jammeh's land, I mean, do you know the people million of Wale Jammeh assets of funds and like Nisol Ning Kodal Ning Motol Ning Phone?
Yalo Nisol, if you go by the select committee report, like what I said, it is based on what the information Nagele will be criticized that they are hiding. Yes, there are witnesses that came to the National Assembly. Sometimes I do join to hear what they are saying because it's not close. But others in like Atara Idambe provinces Walantamata, most of their students from Abukan because I was busy in Tada, Kenya, Ghana, and other places. So I do follow them, Nimfrita. But it's based on witness of Kamendila. Now they were talking about no boleka. That's where I would know who and who bought what. Abattoir Wotolu, Nabusel, Nibinala Basamna, Ibafala, because they are getting keep. So it told them, but personally, ndafula ngani ne Jammeh sana dantanem kome na dulato 2017 men ka sanang ika dundi iba fala. So many say asama motol the biggest criminal me along komo Jamal mentioned him is Adama Gang. That was the soldier who made himself brave. Look, putting at that uniform and us not putting that uniform does not mean that we are cowards or you are more brave than us. And in fact, how did that boy get into the army? It's a pity. Those are the people who are need for reforms. Reforms center kata after that, those people. That guy was stopping people, taking cars from them. People were calling me and reporting even before this date. Even Frank-Again, the vehicle controller, Sediba, because motor bigel trakito me anko akabuok se controller dulato. Trakito fundita buola. Kome madaka Samba Army. Anata trakito sis. Nkomune iko Sediba la ko ye trakito park. Come on. I was mad. Ngan nomba nyini dronga call. Are you telling me that? So President Jammeh company cannot even get a tractor. Well, if you think you have the powers, that's fine. I'll track it to Mutali. But let me tell you this. I'm ready Abattoir to near bull fire or bull baby bondige. I baby to like halaki because Ninso Suboka Boja and Buff like Tractor because Tractor like Obuaka bondige. Kabring for long Tractor begin to go back and Hangla Kablanka Amuta. Within instant dog ya trakito blana trakito nyinata akadatene na pick up yemendina afele mbuluja emahani ka tambulu ngani yole la because Jammeh company I was working with. So you cannot be seizing those expensive vehicles iba kundu kange ka scrapoti ya na me along I was there working. This was a company. The person who have the right to hold me accountable is Jammeh. It's not the government because I am ready to face that accountability from their period. But a Jammeh time is only President Jammeh who can come and tell me, but President Jammeh knows what I did, how I transformed that place. What he knows, you know that I manufacture value. Could you believe they sack me in and bring somebody? Me along call. In fact, the qualification is one is the retired person, a young person. Tana, more be given do kuninola. You more. What I'm going to call. Did not bring what is not yet. They were giving.
Did you contest the matter to the court? Did the people many are like and whether did they have right to do that at that point?
Many the permanent secretary that time at the Ministry of Agriculture is part of it. It's a complicity to this. Hassan Jallo, he was part of it, helping Alpha Capital. Alpha Capital ngole fwe Kabiri nata because they tried Augustus Front Manson Kambondi. Kabiri told nata iko saying Abattoir ni mansakundale tam. Am I not a citizen? Have I done anything wrong? Did I not get the qualification? It was not advertised. What they did, they even called someone, Abattoir Tanu. I'm not interested because this thing is not right. Because they make no, because the government they can hunt them. You don't find command work or not. So now they asked Madi Kuyatemelon Aritata that day he was even in Farafenye. Ya call a telephone ya for. Imagine if you retired at the salary scale of, let me just say 10,000, 15,000. Now they are offering a job that you are going to take 40,000. They call you now the director. Who is going to refuse? So I'm not blaming him. I'm not going to blame you. Even if it is me, I'm going to take it. But I still, I'm not tired. I'm retired, but I'm not tired. They offered me, and the entire period when before I retire, I've never got a salary of 15,000. Would you call me now to offer me a salary of 40,000? I turn it down. When the Italian command, apply. Kabira nata akonye command manager I wanted not to go. Aka tambing ye fenke gana ameta en call akonye ko manager mandu ko keno because he office me occupy. In fact, what happened African alone. No office o mahani ko dunje me bisa ndebe safoni na solle bonnage. Ma ye office goto idunta wolto. So ndebe sirim bena bolo kantala. Could you believe even before Mbitala, Sagi Fingo, ye dami do fenke ole sare mbe weekend wala wasodi yen call. Ngelata ngoy baral ka mole fana ma kelo la me ala fana malong alka memma mbuka mo tonye. Kabri me afonye ko bulage nata ko deke nadulato. So man that wrong mbena moto pakla. Wala security yo wala nasota ka junjum na moto be fenkala. Modol men lafta na dol ka kumbon kamen fo Abattoir because I have a good relationship go to the Abattoir. Ekonye manager jambula nyulbe fa kolto nkoy ko nyulem fa fo nyulem ala nkoy ko nasile mo munami be menke ka e ka ala le dani mo moto nye jam fo dinga mem mako jam nga nte jani bente account le jam ngamen ke molie nka ta nka di molla wala si atam tifo ngamen ta ya ngake na kordat wala ngake na dimbato nka I'm not afraid.
Yes, I want to move a bit. You argue, I mean, you back appointment of certain individuals abol kono barila appointment of Mianako report Yatandiko almost 115 million Gambian dollars also as a commission. Kabina Honorable Cisse Sorejang. I will tell you. I mean, what's your take on that?
Hey, let's look at now the appointment. Number at the first place, why did they terminate Augustus Prong? Because he was doing the right thing. They never wanted the right thing because he was an injustice minister. So after Mena, other solving Alpha Capital appointment. This is what Alpha Capital testified. Akwe Benta Makale Kabri Itata Umurala. Alpha Kaiko, that's where he got the opportunity to meet him. Akaiko, okay. Akaiko, anyway, Mlafake offered Sipla to be the trustee. Nimuta. Akaiko, fine. Ako Kabiri Mutanang, I command I follow up, I command Akaka do come for it. Anata Wale Yamadong, I do not terminate without any consultation, without any bidding. This is a minister or a law-minded person who will tell me, the lame person, ignorant of the law is not an excuse. They bypass every procedure, no due process taken of employment. They handed over someone, these people were without even an office. I can tell you that Alpha Capital was without an office. He was using one of Jammeh's properties and operating there. You have other firms, other registered firms who can compute and they'll be honest. This was not given to them. I knew everything is going to be wrong. Like I said, go to the select committee report. No mention of the sale of the Abattoir. Abattoir konota wafuta. Nko mare ko billawo lankankali. Nka ko nyijay belosla. Nka yang. You can call it President Jammeh property. But I know I'm here. Whatever was income. It was going back to the Gambian people. Nene man fe withdraw jang ka samba Jammeh family aida ala birthday wala ikakara mena. Nko ka nene manke. Jani yaje kodo withdraw takabirum bige because I'm the signatory to the account. Ni yaje kodo withdraw. Ni student or come ite scholarship apply. You write to us. We forward the application to the State House. Then the State House, anytime President Jammeh approve, he will write to us to prepare a check that will pay Itala Fenkoto Samba University. This is how we are operating. So that place, Kodo Ninsol, Membe Farato Anin Ghana, Sunkaro Mbielenga witness yang. Every day Farato Akafale, Banjul everywhere. But Nuni Alpha Capital Kabra Nata, Massivo Kedale. Gambia lost a million dollar, Massivo Kedale. These people, it was like their family property. So the manager who was there, I wish today the way I'm speaking, he's alive. But Allah Aketen, because they were fighting me. So, but in fact, because there was one Yemen Sambana woman Kendialu, Willem Bonu Gonshinti, New Alpha Capital Fenke, Augustus Front, Willem Ala site Manegati, but I cordially work for Cabrata Nata Man Kendiata Nata Bank. So, Ngalon Cabriela Nimanegado Sambana, Wofana Bantanamere, President Gamela Devils, Wala Devil and Bigay, Sai Ikasura. Yalo ike got ya ka operating na wall to sign. So ndefa ba man hangi da yankuman le fo Banjul yamba wall to bare mo man na Abattoir to kambay. Ntara la Abattoir ko meeting oto. Ntara je nga meeting soto. So kabrim bige meeting lato e ko we right. So I know they are hunting me. So I wanted not to write the application, but they will have a ground car for when we asked them to apply, he did not apply. Like what I mean, I decided to apply. I'm on the application, even from your mentor manager, I'm the most highly qualified person, but I'm the person they dropped. So they took people, more someone from retired people. What if I wanted them, the young people begin? Many of them they got the knowledge. Many of them modern knowledge be able to develop that place. Your world drop. More many do call retire. Your contract will be the walla. So no more from Benuge. They wanted to kick them out. Until Wilta Alaya Kendara National Assembly. When I started talking, Imahani Kamoma. Yante by Walla Nyame, na salary stop. Wakil Tantaran Sita Namul Konyako. Look. You have to go in politics. No, politics dal man cannot lati. You can know we don't want Barola Moe Vinijang. Adu ite men kenu jangandi bita Abattoir ko. Everybody appreciates. So until now, long ko itele se lono jang. Barote mosot laja. And that's what happened. I stood. We are 9 in number. Alain Marco Kabil Lota. Until on a campaign on Kafo Molene. If you know I'm a Jola and you are a Jola, that's why you're voting for me. Don't vote for me. If you know that even vote can put some candidate, can follow ka for hey iteman political no the political baka for ka iteman na ka fania for ask them na campaign kumol bigela. Nko vote for me that you believe in me that I'm going to deliver. Other than that, don't vote for me based on any personal interest. That's what I was telling them. That's why even the UDP in Kafwe, even more people who voted for Barrow, those who know me, they are interested because Nila party winter come NPP, they'll go to Barrow. That's what they are doing. I don't care. It's not for my people. It will not know what I deliver. I can proudly stand anywhere. If there's any National Assembly member who delivered ala Dulato and vote at the National Assembly, nibe more Kontila Fanande, Manta Fulambe force there. But you will never count until you get 20. You don't put my name there. Exactly. You are buyer.
Undoubtedly.
I will tell you
so
that.
Is it that Jammeh signed and in Bayintemedam into Masakunda Bakasuna Famol Birata? Well, still not
Aliu Coronadol bigger but Mbeben Jubekan, Ntefon Bole challenge la better car for maybe you go fundita Nyame and Fenka because ala compound and time bigger like ala dobe Nita with the police headquarters. Amiole Geta ya rent. Jammeh Balafaso to President Jammeh, because that time what was happening was the security, some of them who are working at the State House, most of our new properties, so Jammeh did not rent it car for, he was making income out of it. Dantane began but those residents, President Jammeh was giving note to the security men to live there for free of charge. So when the change of government came, they used that opportunity. They are not living there. Subsolmen bigger, they rented out. This is a general at the State House. Abigail, I mean, because when I get the evidence, I don't care whether you are a film master or you are what. I don't care. That uniform that you put on it, I can put on it 10 times. I tell people, Gamela family bigele, 2 of them living there. Men bigele, komote bonino la gemu mansabungoti. Ngengin kaka adu mansa mangeta. Ngol benga gele menketa. ka wal nyawal bungol bige ka kodo men kolek ikata ka use la personal munyunu bige tem bungo be tinya kan bundal be tinya kan da not even making any maintenance so ka bring inquiry start and tada ge kon tele kan ko jandi anin honorable giba ngoy ko temen ke ko jandi hanni pareta hanni ko kelo wulo ko no betar la gele I don't care. I don't trouble. Moment la bafla ko setano adati ge. Ngoko because we are taking advantage. I don't yage being told be tebula hani yedu koordinator. Because that uniform that you put on, that's the uniform that we respect. Not because of you personally, because what you are doing is illegal. Why would I respect somebody who's doing the illegal thing? Ngoko, why would I give respect to that person? So kabintole diamo follow, they stop collecting that rent. Ngoko mole ko mlaftale ka long member luaso collect kanja. They stop coming. Iko honorable Sane Naria. So there is one man wolu won tada gele fa pata kan kelendile ako anara ja ngai ko nata ka ginin karo ka to member waso la ja ako who are you ngai ko ndemo honorable sanity fo ni jaro le député ha ako je okay ngai ko look my brother nata le ndema fo ten ka longi male ibijan waso la ako je singal be lefu nyan ngai that's what I want to know ngai ko that's so nata ja nyaadi le ako ne ko molate samanangi so kabirum bota ge ka gamela family nyawal abi kungol fola ni honorable ma fallong nana ta jante ni ten ka bara kabirum biga mo fok alba melen honorable yalo sa social media le atul ben gelale fo atle ben sikala njuruma fontele ba sikala ba ya fo honorable I was prepared when I went there atle be time waste kan so but I yalo ni bara sai ka fo atle be time waste kan so I nonsense for them but I wish he was speaking this nonsense when I was there nka ko I'm not that those people there mbuka sonko bondi so nintara ka wol nyawala ko mota te bonni manaje but now they are not collecting rent but
so
the person behind collecting rent
knowing all this had happened to Jammeh's asset, Jammeh na fulu na ala bakasol, ala mutul min be wabi, in santending. Muna mata last stand as a party, kabiri nyini mole Jammeh na fulu mode ya be kole bonya.
Yalan the party bedament are divided. That's why we are called No to Alliance. It often can get a control bedament. Hanna nyin korda ninga mol invite jam pour meeting wala we don't require a permit. They will come and tear gas. So it's not about the law. So until mantol mutafenti. So jan nyin question you would have been best those media lon ko be fa bakari to mon jata la campo to answer that because told that madam manim bilam so ma fanga I'm going to announce momo be cordal to men tutamale mamota ba man sakunda mata ida man sakunda ta bar anyone occupying there na man ke barola fenke a president Jammeh family you will move out immediately because they were doing the unlawful things na gelege paramilitary tilikuntel ka Jammeh family mol ala relatives la cordal be lefre ndamento kabaga sol bondi ke fay banta illegally. It was happening to Benageleja. Why would others go and live there? They are not paying what somebody is collecting rent. Iman rent taka bungo dada. Jammeh family bige kan non so if I mean I found your brother's property. I live there. Nkete hadanyi. Ila brother jangate sela nanjang. Nyim korda mansakundale tamsa motante. You are hearing this. You tell me, are you not committing suicide?
Exactly.
Are you not creating problems? This is what is happening. So left to us alone, the people they call No to Alliance, this nonsense will stop. But they can follow Luaita, but Luamanta Tamakan. Because until even we say sport meeting, we are stopped. They don't even want us to use the name APRC. And then APRC, you cannot deny followers from using because APRC, you are the followers.
And that has been my argument though. Honorable is gone. I believe he's gonna come back again. That has been my argument. So APRC party and the party in Dingol settle. So party Dingol near that GB, well, they have all right to use the party's emblem. They have all right to use the party's color. They have all right to have their rallies like the way NPP, UDP, NRP are having their staffs. So personally, if Team Fabaka to Manjada and then Team Almame, Jib and others have an issue, I mean, it's a fracas. But if the party members, they have been in the party for 10, 15 years, 20 years, when they to converge and then have their discussion, they don't recognize the leadership of whoever might be there. That is internal problem as a party. But to me, I believe it's unfair for IEC or government to deny them to hold their meetings, to use their party emblems. When it comes to nomination, if they nominated somebody with party's emblem, and IEC have a right to reject it because perhaps they might not recognize that individual, or the current party leader and secretary general do not really recognize that particular candidate. All application on him as a nullified no. But apart from that level, when it comes to their grassroots mobilization, when it comes to their grassroots meetings, I do not think so IEC or any other individual have a right to deny APRC, North Alliance, to use their emblem. So, Honorable Mbame Foka Walamko, it is my conviction that APRC, North Alliance, dingol ye nyanto sotal proka party emblem so use color use committee nolke barring ning ital ning team favaka tombol jatale problem was internal problem.
Yeah, Yemen for is right, but Yalon saying.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah,
yeah, because Yemen for is right, but IEC cannot recognize two of us. IEC could recognize Fabaka Tomonjata. Look,
no, IEC recognition of Canada near election in the election was it at the candidate or samba. As per APRC, IEC can reject that candidate because maybe Fabaka to recognize them no at a nullify sorry.
Because it's our members, our followers that are divided. So I have to register independent because I cannot use APRC because
exactly.
Fabaka Tomonjata maintained and lost. But when I call independent, yes, but now independent, are you going to tell me an independent person we call up belongs to him or we people belong to him? Independent means you are getting everybody.
The call itself belongs to the party members. The party didn't want to matter all the time at some degree.
Exactly. Now, if those parties they're dressed to come to my meeting or they organize a meeting, you are telling them they don't have the right to use that party color. Look at you tell me. These are the low-minded people there. Gambia, we did not change for better, we have changed for worse. I can stand any platform and defend that. Nothing. Because look at the injustice that Batambedo on record. He is going to take Yankuba a lesson, Yankuba Ture. And then Yankuba is in mile 2. We all know if you follow Nata Tuanyale Betamaka. Then you come, Jammeh, he'll make sure Jammeh will feel poverty. That's why I said to Totu. Because we are powerless because Molbe Corrado is not money, Abetinya Kane, Molbi Gele Ikaluasoke, Ikakodota Ikadomo Mansabukage. We reported all this matter, no action. You tell me now.
Mina recommendation on Fana, but I have one question to ask you. Would you describe this incident as the biggest corruption case in the history of the Gambia?
No, in fact, in the history of West Africa, because since I became a politician, I make my research and investigation. Gambia is a small country with a population size of, we are saying even 3 million. For me, it's just now we have this an open door policy where every migrant is coming. I'm that person. I can carry anybody. No carry the fonta da mo saka samba mialon ko Gambianon te kango fongo malo fanya matale bang. Mbita kanga kango yin kai be gila munto amafo. Nka ko we ayu amafo. Nko ko bare bila be dula. Ameta mo nyi mbita ka mo ko nyako akonya ko ngo moto bornde fo la moto nko bare bila be dula ko. Akonya moto go ngai fo ko. Ndara do ngaje do ndara so musol men bige ngamen so ko mala wal sata ka jara ko ma. Ko malo men kanake. Nko ko atol mo kana dabula je. Ngana moto park ten gita watu mo mbita ka nyin Coastal Road. Ngana moto park do ngabunda ka fucking get out of my vehicle. Now. I ain't give santo du mala don agita. Mbida kan akonya alama nga accident soto. I afonya tenanka amini mo me so lifla. Eko dua. But that did not even stop me because I feel I cannot pass people namoto. Even the men nga tambu sol ba kono. Anybody I see wrong, I put you in. Mbeda na dada nga fen kada jade. Then man motor drive empty. So womat na nga stop. So, but corruption I come in for them. I wish you look at the audit reports. You look at the committee reports. Now, this select committee on this inquiry of the National Assembly revealed everything. And this is how even the TRRC is corrupted. We are victims. We are defending. I said I'm not a lawyer to defend President Jammeh. Whatever you say against him, it is between you and God, and that's your opinion. But you have to respect my opinion. Who are these victims? What have they done to become victims? In fact, if you listen to them, even the minister, I call 50 million plus. They cannot even mention the plus. What are they hiding? You cannot tell us the exact figures. And then go to the compensation again. Even these victims, some only 5,000. Some are given 5 million. Some are given 100 million. This is what they did. Now 50 million are Abanta. Now they are asking for, is it $50 million to prosecute Jammeh? Jammeh should even be looking for another 50 million to prosecute you people. It sounds funny, but that's the reality. because there was no court of law or a due process followed. Me alon ko gamme la asset sol ya forfeit ya wafu state ba jama. Momo hanye gamme kong. The only person who can talk to defend this, billah, you benefited from it. Wallah, ila relative lem. But I will tell you, for Bilem, for Somalem, anyone who's involved, you would dance to this music, wala to this tune. A day will come, you'll dance. Because malam whether locally, formula bekela, spiritually, formula bekela. Because this is not a flood of banko you claim.
We will move
It's
to
not
the
going to happen.
recommendations, but let me move to recommendations. Then Katani Kumfa, topic on Kumfa Fananito. Recommendation, I mean, Alla National Assembly selected committee or special committee to look into Jammeh's asset. They made certain recommendation, even though we haven't seen a lot of recommendations so far. But let's take this one at a time. Batambidu, investigate, and one of the recommendations, he need to be further investigated to see whether they can prosecute him with economic crimes. Kabring recommendation on that, do you think it is harsh or it is linear?
You know, one thing I even said when people tell me support Barrow, not Barrow in passing, but for me, Barrow my world leadership style so and say Barrow support no. I don't support weak leadership. And leadership is all about decision making. So this now the question you are asking. Would Barrow be able to take that decision? Kafoko nyimba collected. For the ko momo nyinta hana badingolem you dance to but for me now I can be surprised that and whether is it going to apply to all of them? Because Gambia ngamenge is about selective. When it is mine, I don't discuss about it. When it is not yours, now that's why. Adu wale nyin commissional betinya. Wale nyin dokudlal betinya. When we are talking about justice, everyone should be equal in the eyes of the law. But you cannot make it a selective one. Some are important, some are not. This is where the failure started. Now, Batambedo, Alpha Capital, yeta forgena, yala ko even in corruption will be Jammeh assets all. Lieutenant Bay, we are having these scanning machines, very expensive. All disappeared. Kabrin Jammeh Tata. Itara Muntwele. This guy, Augusto Project machine dole for. He even handed over. I don't need craftsol na aircraft sol for 3. Ala kodo go to the report. Moma kodo fangolonga bedamento. I air fengo plane will be a bed fenkende. Go even na kidol. Science and the rumor bigele sojarol they are saying that ning customer stay be felebe nyo bunkan na fonila. Ikakidol ge wol bulu. I don't the sad thing I was commenting on Facebook. They commented against Iran. And in I'm turning to America. But again, customers the among government statement will follow. Look at this. This is why I have a problem. They think that now you can comment again and control water. Kadun te be down din Iran can affirm what yenam mantoraja. But again, they cannot talk on that one. You tell me what is it about? Ila mo be sofa kanja. Kesol can land into the Gambia territory. Na musol bembe border to village soto. They are living their gardens. They are living their livestock. Ikabori ni muta this livestock kafilile. This has been happening in another parliament. We are talking on it. In fact, look at it's just like the checkpoint. So if you ask me this recommendation, whether it's going to be implemented, when it happens, I know it's going to be selective. They're going to sacrifice few people. Some they are close. They are running everywhere day and night in the name of they are helping Barrow. They should have helped President Barrow through implementing what is right, not implementing what is wrong. I told Barrow, I'm not your enemy. But if I'm there, I'm going to report to you what exactly is happening. That is going to help you tomorrow. You should learn from what happened to Jammeh. This is what I always tell people. Because Jammeh, everybody became an enemy of Jammeh. Bagasol, Dantan Kadia. Even anyone who was surviving through Jammeh. Jammeh University, Jamal Bekaranta Walter. Jamal Ayekaran, the scholarship is 250,000. Even I men currently became the worst enemies of Jammeh. Now Bankola Nafulo Bitaka Muntoka. Let's go to the audit reports. Now they are even saying that an audit report is a claim. It's not about Niafoko audit report. It's a procedure that will fail while funds were diverted for certain things. Corruption. Because anytime you divert a specific fund that is meant for something else, and then you did not put it there, you put it on something, then it's a problem. There is one clause in the Constitution.
Honorable, are you satisfied? Are you satisfied with the recommendations
No, we are coming with more. We are coming with more. Even if you go through the select committee report, there are people that what is left out is even more than. But even with the few things that are presented in the select Fenko, Doli Bigela identity, Dolman na Doli ila information or during the investigation, we did not see it there. Doli because it was coming to close door. They were interviewed. What they said, we don't know. And we believe this. We are observing. And some of these people, like at the moment, I can use the word alleg because they are mentioned by people who see them doing Yamotolta. The people may along a contestant Nyala. One of them is this Adama Jang. Asita Gele Fola Lafte Nula, but Kabragi evidence on Ikako sign. He cannot sign. Just listen to this Adama Jang is posted at the State House. And what more atara garas auto mechanic garas. Immediately came Keta, it told them the first people to ben Podita, Kataka and the Adama Baroko, they are the loyal forces. These are the people many okay, well Tinyala. So Kabrata Afan Samba garas auto. Any motor, APRC la motor, Ninaka is small bulu. Ya again, person Jammeh, I'm also motor menna, Ninaka busi small bulu. Garas auto, even though I see vehicles, 400 brand new vehicles. All most of this disappear. And then I have the opportunity to speak to President Jammeh. And then I mean for you, am I mad? 400 motor sang. How many vehicles do I myself drive? How many? Kabrum bige. Akonye parentela tanom jutniality. We all witness Kabrum AU Fenko Kelajanga host jang. Most of these vehicles were shared to the institutions. And Guinea-Bissau for donate. We donated even Guinea-Bissau. So Nindol Akweko because OIC kana adatela lobby for OIC nata abenajang. Amala thinking Kings Bale Kanamelo, we can get a lot of things. He started buying these vehicles. Abi Stokam. You know not doing Yoleta Aponte for Jameletam. Say Jameletam, Ningameletam, President Jameletam, Alco State Letam, Yole Be Tala, Dol begin Kamele, Adi Moro, Wolfam Conte, Doli crossing the Tate Wafu, Doli Big ambulance Kutol, Wolfam through the report, go through the report, Ka Kuntu. So Sediban in Fenkebe no Sabaka. Then ni Adama Jang from post Ghana. Now Adama Jang is answerable to said Njai because he's the state guard commander. Even though not a civil.
Seems like we've lost Honorable down there. Man for incoming call number. Sometimes ni mobile call, you can interrupt. At some degree, he or she might not be able to continue with the conversation. Yeah, conversation over Diarim Bakele. Atami Manjibakang YouTube la fanala. Please consider subscribing to our channel, Think Point Podcast. This is going to help us a lot. Let's subscribe normal YouTube channel and Facebook is Siano. It's follow on Facebook. We have a couple of questions to complete the discussion. Now, it's a bit late in the Gambia. Then around 10 nakata. Bari kada yin kerfen mi anako kumarin baka chaka President Jammeh, ex-president Jammeh la asset so mi anako wala sodono subsequently na daga fendi mi anako yi wafi report so finita kaje ko na fuloni ya kasarale. So I want us to start off with that, and then from there we'll move into the issues of Jammeh himself, because the audio do moile no kabina la banko kan amana no sero sankono. And honorable fanyine ngalo fananyina nani Jammeh kan nyom monyi tema onyina ko nyimba bulje bala kono and fana lava pour election of an kacha. But we have 8 months to go to the poll. December Gambia will go into the election, and it's going to be a very interesting year in the calendar. So we will discuss about that. Some of us all right, so Jibera Wada Nal Tenunalji, I tell me and local when Jibeka sending almost 30 people when Jibeka and Intemon in the Bangola. You get honorable Batralaka, join the cotton to see where they will be able to have him here. It's Gambia, sometimes it's always difficult. Sometimes it's difficult to conduct interview live with the people in the Gambia due to poor internet connection. But we believe and hope that things are going to be better. We'll have a program here to discuss about the issues of Starlink. So Starlink nalmalong internet provider company iba sabatin America Bango kanjang Elon Musk wala tam. Aba Senegal Bango kaneaning Bango ko tawadol kan sa dente.
Job.
Honorable.
Yeah, allow me conclude because yage even Aliou Diallo yalo nyintula be nyamen. I'm seeing that the big lawyers are sacrificing the junior ones, but that is up to the junior lawyers.
Yeah, it seems like he's having
when new sales were carrying, I reference the High Court. There are people who came out to say that they put it on notice. No one should sell President Jammeh's property, and no one should buy President Jammeh's property. And when Batambedu was asked, Batambedu said he did not give any authorization to Aliou Diallo to sell. Would Aliou Diallo do when he is under the minister, selling those things at millions follow? That's a question. I'm not there to say Tonya Tige, but let's all look at it. But in fact, those lawyers, member High Court, many of them, if I focus on the call, one President Jammeh boy elected. Now, Aliou is dancing to his tune. When Aliou Yentara Abattoir, Aliou came with 2 pickups. Because what money Abattoir la land wafu near Pexolke, Nka for security, allow to Alia fight. Nada gear in police, Nkoka reporter now. Labama attention on him, animal dealers will better than law. In another country arrest. Nada done, but we are having reasonable police officers. Saka member Abuko Eso Jallo. Kabri nata anin sise member nangena watumo is the commissioner. Inata ekwanya ngalamwede. Ekwanya only sana what is going on here. I saw people coming inside my Abattoir. Young aketa nyangonya hani mamuta fenti. Iman title businte bulu follow. Nimkulentela alkalote. I see them inside Mesor in Dauda. Ninga ngini karo kanindi momo ka kungo pull out. So left a minute, I want to get the documents. Where did they get the power? And what do they want to do here? So, as long as I don't get any evidence, any document, Mealonko would allow them to give them permission for your continent. I'm not going to allow anybody, if you want to arrest me. Police will tell you, yeah, the manager.
Yeah, it seems like connection, I believe. It's sad. So, this is the reality that we really living with. Konka fale nyamine Senegal GBB. Olukanyin connection ko kumbo sande. They have a very good connection. And ndala masakunda ko iba afisal ni kiusa la makakam. Imala wale kasara. Wale business boy. So let's see whether we'll be able to have honorable, then we can try to wrap up the conversation with the issues of Jammeh and election, maybe in 10 minutes time. And thank you all for being here, especially our followers who has been here with us. So if you do not subscribe to our YouTube channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. And this is going to help us. It's going to motivate us to come all the time to have this conversation. So honorable, it seems like network over Jamfa. So I just want us to make a little bit progress, so that because we have 10 minutes to go. Honorable, kabring jambelani asema ni wafida anim BTM falni jambe kanyume na kanyume akamuna fale yana bagaso ni wa
Jammeh akadiamnung abakadiamnung nte direct, because we are having different executive leaders all, like many other represent jang. But Jammeh na diamuta, President Jammeh na diamuta, ako ngatu alabulu. Ako natante bankola na flota, adiamta nyala, not a recorded audio, ako atu alabulu. God will do the judgment. Sometimes I bet diamola, it put me into tears. Akonye atenyi menso bankola na flo, abondi muntu etol kamen fate men sunya. Akonye bore adari alo ne ko ate afole ko la na flo. Gambian wolle ba domola wala na atla na fulo ama bondi jang because ninyen diamo be inene mamwe ko ala account of America million jelum wala ala account of France million nene mamwe one property America wala fenko e podita yo fongo fufu ya wala wafu woko do ngamre wala di victim sonla bare jang me wafta jang woko do yo tala nyo temale the only property they sold in America ngamre woko do yo wala di victim wala e ko wala fo mo 50 million plus. If you told me to all minimum Jamal Bay properties also both in UK, America, we are getting all those people. But Jammeh control ko ngakul to alabulu. Ako Jammeh akame advice ndolma President Jammeh ako malafi aliye bula fitino kono. Wala nan tolka kudoke amanke kyotiati. But President Jammeh control advice le. ako malla fi fengo fe memu fitinoti ali al dabulage nge tuge eni alabulu wala nte wado ni ngage lungolun chaos be bankoto molbe wulla jana kunu men kaya gem president Jammeh nenum. Today most of them are the biggest supporters. Those people ngagele ko da genuine people. The only people who I find still is a problem, who still they know that nothing is right. Any institution compared to before, you can say before is better than today, but still they insist because they are selfish interests. I respect your opinion, but you have to respect my opinion, and you cannot stop me saying it. And then the only thing that can happen to me, either ngafa, wala Fonyi Jarol vote me out of that position. But one thing they cannot take from me is my love for this country and my citizenship for this country, where I have the right to defend whatever I believe and whatever I think is right for this country. No one can stop me. And I'm not that selfish person who only follows after his interest. Talk to anybody who knows me. And then no one will tell you I'm a tribalist. That's why I can work and integrate with anybody. So wala naka for Jammeh control advice mena Jammeh ne man advice fitino la nteka mabe menna tenun tol wultanga demonstration jamalke because we have the numbers. But modo ka fule buka haji. But Jammeh President Jammeh ka fontole ko I don't want ka fitino ako ala be kitio tela. Ali bulaji.
So with regards to an returning last year akabina no audio effect but anu jana kabra ka announcement on yinke bangu dingol alla kanunte jama bal finida pour kata ka Jammeh ka kilomay Jammeh la kuma ko wanyinna woltol fo mo jama la nan ko hansa APRC molbe bulle kabrin Jammeh kuma ko wanyim fo I mean muna yalla ne ba min dalila na ala nani nata ba.
No, yes, I can guess certain things. I do certain things that are funtile. I do mbeme fole kabrin Jammeh ko akana. Those who remain in silence, those who they are hidden, wala siata ite mol menje. Dolbe damen tonyale iman Jammeh soponu kunune bari agele ko ye molle nene. So adu ngalo Jammeh na it's not Jammeh ni fitino bina. But the crowd that is going to welcome Jammeh animal be wula nyame may end of this government. Adun they make some allegations called Jammeh kana nyame akaka na kude. Yalong every group, in fact, will be they are not part of us. State house by force. So these are individuals' opinion, not something that President Jammeh is thinking of. President Jammeh he wants to come back home and face the law. He was prepared for that. Jibale ba sobi dunna ita kelola karanta ga fo nyame to nin kelola ndela bago hi kasamas de refugee kada juben kadi am to nyame de ndekata but mbe bolale so mo me asobi ta but musa fo men asobi tata men na we scored amanke ko ni noti people me anan ko da supporting President Jammeh in silence wala siata come and get it because dol fo malla ko abina because why yeme expect mantra wala gekam adun na sobenti ajuben quand même fo etem Jammeh, President Jammeh, anene ketanune kabrum boda mamantanu keso lanta Gambia. I'm talking miano dunia bebe la mwekanu soldier and I was not a soldier. Kabra Lanta, he made a comment that keso kana boy Gambia kono Gambia is not at war. And international law will be meo guarantee.
Sure.
Kabra kena for President Jammeh with a keso and women in Mantrañola keso boy Gambia terete. Now look at there. Keso be boy kan fonna mol nyali gifanga nyol ma fonga kana. In fact, up to Sibano. And people are silent on it. You tell me why Fonyi how can we forget? This thing is happening. Namol school tinyata. Na dinimal tika so mimbo mafona posins la ni botan na dol bukamuru. Dol ka fula ida risk allowance ge because so ma hany. Then dol ni botan ga ni de settle. Ajube even ila grade 9 exam and in grade 12 go school auto. Dol ma ke on time find out.
Yeah.
Musol ge gardinol doku kabru mama ngoketa musol bota gardinol tuge gardinol tingata musol murtage beangol bal even dol fongo ya fole la bungol kono sponjol wol be sunata if sala ge mela fongol tara and then nothing. What is the government saying about it? We'll investigate. Nothing comes out of it. You tell me, how can we support such a government?
Sir,
it look like Fonyi is not part of the Gambia.
I always argue that.
I don't need to
if the government have an issue with Jammeh, that is between them, but the people of Fonyi do not
exactly
certain treatment that is
exactly
meted on them.
Now imagine all this when we are talking, all others can tell us Jammeh President Jammeh la disciple of them. They are following President Jammeh because of tribe. Those of us speaking today, when President Jammeh was in power yesterday, how many of you know us? How many of you? How many of you know Honorable Giba? How many of you know Honorable Bakar Bagi? How many of you know Honorable Kebatuman Sane? Did we hold any position? No. The position that I got at the Abattoir is based on my academic qualification. When you saw my certificates, even if I'm going to speak wrong English, you'll never see my certificate, and then you reject me.
Exactly.
And that's why even I got part-time lectures. So sometimes you people judge people by their talking. Gambia, the intelligent, Gambia, the most intelligent person is one who can speak, who can borrow the English advanced learners dictionary words. The most intelligent. Look at how they mess up the whole situation in the country. Who are these people? All these people are. Look at their certificate. These are lawyers. Yeah, Gambia beta betinya. In fact, the institution is no longer respected. Look at the laws of the Gambia. They are for the academy. The biggest failure of this country is the justice system. People are accepting. Look at new commissioner. Abeman the due process follow. All how they were hired. Go to the constitution. I think they never wanted to use the constitution because that constitution they believe is Jammeh. So a law-minded person, that 1997 is the constitution of the country, is the national document. And whereby everything that you do, you should be guided by that constitution. They ignored that constitution, did whatever they wanted to do, mess up this country. I told these people all the agreements that were signed, they are all not to the interest of this country. And I can name them. Deportation is not to the interest of this country. You go to this brick there, they call Senegambia brick. It's not to the interest of this country. You go to these fisheries, I told them it's not to the interest of this country. You go to this short pasu, it's not to the interest of this country. Foreign forces occupying our state house. You tell me. Foreign forces putting a checkpoint in the main highway, confiscating timber. Ika Wafika Samba to Senegal. I have seen it in the audit report. We have 15 timbers worth $100 million. The first transaction, 49 point something, 49, adding to $100 million worth of timber. That amount. Where in this country would that happen? That foreign forces under peacekeeping inside a country will establish a checkpoint on the main highway where they will confiscate the things that they believe were goods stolen from their country. Anything, if you smuggle, you get into that country. Where in this world, that country will have their forces there, or you seize those things and sell and return that money to that country. Why would our economy not be in this situation? When you tell them they think that, look, I discuss on administrative issues. I don't do political attacks. But anyone who wants to attack me, come and put me through that. You don't have any clue or you don't have any understanding of what I'm talking. But can anyone come out and tell me all this agreement that I am discussing, I'm saying that it's not to the benefit of the country. Let someone come and tell me that. Yeah. This agreement, we cannot create jobs.
Yes, sir.
Look at our ports at the moment. People finish the collect. Immediately you finish your collect. By then, immediately, in fact, you got your acceptance into the collect. You already got employment because it's a stipend or dealer, $500,000, and immediately you finish, we are appointed either taking field, public health officer, or nurses in Femkota Akakele. You tell us because now the collect is privatized. Now it's like they train you, you go and look for job. Where are they going to work? Public health officers. In fact, if I told Gambia was a developed country, where these public health officers, supermarkets, and other food institutions can employ them. But here now, if government don't employ you, who is going to employ you? You tell me. That's why the youths are everywhere. Everybody's frustrated. That's why the bad way got it is consuming our youths. This is what I discuss. What is this? What I'm saying here? You tell me. Which area am I defending Jammeh? Because President Jammeh at time, you are employed. You go to Venezuela studies, you come, you are employed. You go to Taiwan studies, you come, you are employed. Now, even our own colleague, you have to pay 15,000, 16,000 to get admission. When you finish, you have to be searching for jobs. Most of these people who finish at the college, they end up being marketing again for this marketing, I think, estates. You can get what a street auto, where the number of customers you bring would decide how much you are paid. No part-time lectures, the student will go and following for Mr. Sana, you people are Alibado. I am seeing the future of my children, not myself. I live in the West 10 years, I return back. Here, I am now 40s going up. Mbedamento, what I'm preparing is my children. Would I support anything that I think is wrong? No. Would I against anything that is right? No. I want the best for this country. Why I'm pointing all this? For the president to listen, make his investigation, those people he call advisors, to advise the president the right thing, and the president be bold enough to take decision. Leadership is all about decision making. And in this decision making, you cannot be selective. Others are free, others are punished. How are you going to get? That's where you get it wrong. President Jammeh got most of the things all right because he don't even spare his own relatives. We have seen even the late Ansumana Jammeh. We all had it here, even his own relatives. How many people? But these people, how many are charged for corruption?
So, Honorable, we have 5 minutes to go, but I have a few questions to put it to you. Do you think that Yami Korea Ilamiro to Jambe Asinano jadi election over barring MPS in Kolko Ilafa Jambe and Ala participate in the election?
Nko abedame mfango amanke APRC da mante. Nko yalonte people think maybe I'm talking to Jammeh almost every day. Wala Jammeh, President Jammeh is telling me whatever plans he has. But people who need Gambia be many President Jammeh la. Wala ni ala tema mbe sunkaro la kona mangari saka bi mulela to kadre no wulia foye. People mol me alon ko kunum. Ni ya geme fango foye ite fango men ka diame ya geme la kamera e man kendia because wotu mo mol ka fontole wala nyama. Iko nye falbu kela moy TRRC banga tol kabura ngoy ko atole continue kela moy alin tol fanam bulanga na green flag kol dungan dong. Those are the people today demanding President Jammeh katambin tolti ni ala tema mbele la to kadre tilola. I'm not going to lie. Wala dan koy ko moli asobie fango tale ya nu wol nintel fango natata dol fige ibin UDP ibn dol saban na fen ko to airport to moli yo fanya kak fo lu ngoy be mol bele bunna ya faba wala na they went and put their theories Jammeh kanale to President Jammeh is coming to overthrow Sanam Manjang and the rest there at the border. You know, I don't want to discuss those things. In fact, they went and captured him avec Kembujano la dame. That all ala junglers, they are on standby. The ex-soldiers, those who left the military, they are all on standby. This is what they spread. This is what they use. So President Jammeh ajekwamkana fitinola ala moli adani eko tuge. But he wanted to come. He said Abinale ya arrest because already he has spoken. He's a man of his words.
Yeah.
I got him on Lemon song. Well, I don't care whether do I know anything. I got him on Lemon song. Yeah, man. So he cannot be living with somebody for years. What I can say, I offer say I will I now. But he was ready to come and hand over himself. Boy, now you have a but now they want to take President Jammeh to justice, but they don't want President Jammeh to come back home. You tell me now, where are we? I say them back kitinila, but I cannot say na. Ndafta ka muta, akana na. Ala fengol yobe tala, nyuka bori be menna ala fengol ya bele tala me, because dol bige bunjango, dunga bele lonjang. Mo Jamal Benunje, they were renting 2017, 2018. Today they are having story buildings and they are building. They have businesses outside. They have properties outside. We know all this. Gambia is a small country. And then President Jammeh, for 22 good years, you people are telling us that President Jammeh cannot even own a plot of land. And in 1994, even Lamen, where I live here, my own compound, 40 by 40, I bought it 2003. That time, 40 by 40, you get it 40,000. Okay, when I started living in Lamen was 1985. That time, where I live around Lamen, Daranka, and other things, you need only 500 to get a plot of land. 94, when President Jammeh took over, in Lamen, around most of these areas, you need only 1,005. And President Jammeh, most of his properties, these lands, these farms, they were given to him by the villagers, like Sifo Farm, Wala Jubeya Diala. You go to Carton area, Mole Kabri Nata, Mole Fonka Wuli Kotake, Ikafoko Jammeh, President Jammeh Tata, Ayla Lansul Busi. Even compound sol, Mole Kage for Allah for President Jammeh kon Kanadula Wafule. Now for many Katani Nata Jubeya sang, even Abattoir of the South, he got it from Modigay. But in Nata Eko Model, well, I don't tell you to Bimulera to Kadel, and tell Wulia for a moment. But more will it be a fele Farato Femko Keno. It will alone, let me Peters know the time getty, Yawa Farmer. And by then Farato, a compano, Gelunem, Kabra Gesotla. So you want to tell me what will be I could mensunya, I hope properties also walla. Today they are building a hospital in Farato. Jammeh President Jammeh, most of these properties. I am Mutawale Kama. Because there is no land policy. There is no land policy. Alcalos get up their self. Family get up, they say that this big one belongs to us. No grandfather said again. They sell. So there was no control because we don't have any land policy. Well, Ahmad Batang, he came up with a land policy that is going to at least protect some of this attitude while a member cake and a land sort. So President Jammeh was buying most of these lands, leave it there for future development. That's what President Jammeh was doing. And then most of these other areas, Kabiru Junior Busi, today they are all turned into estates. Even Shivo Farm, go there and see it. It's already an estate. Go to Kasakunda. Kasakunda kolle aso lana. Ekanyi abasanya memwe ekakitindi. Wala ni Kasakunda kolle ya geme mangege. President Jammeh mangege. It will let ya foko eka sogelale. Because why? President Jammeh any property road lato na katage like Gunjuru. Mol ka bojane even nobody nyomin call. Eka cross ekana Juma Salola Gunjuru. Because if President Jammeh is there every Friday, mani botole kadi. Abuko State House Jabango. Molka ile jamol bebula ne kada because nisaka sunkaro kono every day sukuro mano akadile fiber. Adung again kabirung abe kalila when President Jammeh left, even Gana Ganyambure, 4,000 bags of rice ala kunkole membondi with order. So wo be yasunya. Yalo mano for mention. Adung Jammeh President Jammeh men for ako mano ya DCRR musola. Wo be is on record. You ask yourself what CRR musoli mano geleba. Ta kalila mano men sota ge 4,000 back. Ta yengi karo ke for kalila even the family ye mano geleba. All be ya say that's not in the report. Ta na kalerol fangon katabirol kemenna ni molta da kunkol to ge. Ya bele ke ferait. Ta kalila jabango membe lokange. All the building materials, all the tiles were in containers to complete that mosque. All disappeared. All disappeared. You tell me, will be yeta bankoma na fasotola. But because of hate and angry for nothing, will be will afoka atante, afaran tante. President Jammeh property, when you come out, you tell me, President Jammeh don't own it. I celebrate. Because I know. Because I'm more than a Karandinka, I'm more than a Kitty. Well, every sector of our country, President Jammeh developed it. The music industry, the youths, what are the youth moment that I call President Jammeh forgot about us? You are lying. Because Sabali was the youngest Secretary General. Fatim Bagi was the youngest minister ever employed. He has given a lot of opportunity. How many new universities? Today, President Jammeh's graduates from his university are the ones today holding institutions. But that one, they will not criticize.
That's Honorable Keba Tumande Sane over there. I believe this will bring us to the end of the discussion. His network is not really stable, but I try back and I connection I can baba back you know. Man of our phone, you know, our combo of a sign, but the connection of is better than that of some other people. Me, I know Konki so a couple of times, but we really appreciate his time, you know, for coming out to have a discussion with us. Doc was busy today, and as a result, he couldn't be able to join us in this session. Honorable Mbatera na Abdina Pura Kumakal about then we can call it a day. Today is a Retu Kadir. I'll do a back mole, I'll do a banquet, I'll do a Cairo in Tankona Satekono. Tumando ba election men karanam asinana item be Cairo na continent business order. Political in Katefo Canal item, but we have better things to focus on as a nation. We have better things to work on. We need to come together to establish foundation Burkaja ko kanda bongo in samba kon lafta dami. So that is all about the program, and hopefully after the election, the program will take different dynamic, different shape to discuss social issues, education, and issues related to that. So I would love to have Honorable back to make his last statement before we call it a day. And thank you all for being here. You know, you have been very consistent. The number has been very consistent. That shows that you found it very interesting, especially what we do here. Now, I'll tend to now jay back order. I'll tell me I'll comment section auto. You know, most of the time, I comment in card display the board. Sometimes I can see how back at it. So, I'm okay display no. Yeah. So yes, Sirif Boyang, yeah, that guy was my was my classmate at Saddam. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the time. Jera Fadera has been here too throughout the session. We thank you as well for being here. Um, Thank you, Landing Cisse. Yeah, Landing, honorable la camera ning maybe Dibora Dundaba Wanana imagine correctly, but we would love to have him sometimes. Um, and we have Umar Bun. Thank you so much for always being here. We really appreciate your time and everything. You're very consistent. You guys are the keen followers of this program. We really appreciate that, Umar. Yeah, and then who else again? Lamin Jambe, thank you so much for being here with us. You said what did Lamin said? He said Gambian citizens millions money mission that APRC Jambe stolen from the citizen. Nako Jambe asunya, but Allah commissioner fanang at the end of the day, man called somebody atal nyami, on min ka model wavi 9,000 ka mola ni sa mume wa fnar wala. So we will try to have honorable. If you cannot have honorable, we will end this conversation here until we come on your way next time. Next week is Eid, right? So I don't think we're gonna have session next week. Saturday will be next week. So that we are praying on Friday, as per the announcement received. So ninang alesali nyola de nin salo nin so Islamic Council gonna celebrate Friday. I'm not celebrate Friday. I'm gonna bala. Yeah. So thank you all for being here. I really appreciate your time, and especially those of you on Facebook here and and YouTube as well. We really appreciate your time. That was Honorable Tuman Binsane, and I would love to have him again so that he can make his closing remarks, and we can call it a day. But it seems like Fala battery la banda bang wala network on, because it's not easy sometimes, Honorable. So like I was saying, it's the network. We're really sorry for that, but we will try to bring him back. Back at the Cameroon, Pura la last still minodi as a Sarodi of Ananina, then we will try to bring him another time. Honorable is a great guy. The people of Fonyi Jar, really have um, a very good National Assembly member, a very National Assembly member. So Honorable is back. So let's see.
I'm around.
Yes,
Are you hearing me?
yes, I can hear you. Honorable. So it's a camera for Nyama. Yeah, that's good. Then you can make the final remarks. So what do
Yeah.
you have? Yeah,
Anyway, Mr. Job, or let me just call you Honorable Job, and then all your listeners there, and all those people that I don't have the opportunity to either listen to you or to see your.
he has gone again. He has gone. Yeah, he's a network. Sometimes it's crazy. So they often see the agenda don't control of understand them. So I have to go and break my fast. I'm really hungry. My son is job, but that doesn't mean that we do not fast. We do fast, and we enjoy fasting too. But when it's time to eat, you have to go and eat too, right? So thank you so much, all our listeners. Those of you in the Gambia, in America, and other part of the world, we really appreciate your time for being here every week to listen to our conversation with our guests from all walks of life. We really appreciate your time, your patience, and the support. And a couple of times, some other people also do send us stars. Gift. We really appreciate that too. And you can watch this video. It's going to be on YouTube later and Facebook here. And you can consider subscribing to our channel. We do try to bring Honorable Kiwa Tumandinsane on board, but we couldn't get him back because of network. We thank him. We thank him so much for honoring our invitation to be on our platform to have a discussion with him surrounding about Jammeh's asset and of course to discuss a bit about APRC. And I think I would love to bring him back to discuss more about the party that is APRC, the internal wrangling, and of course the plans or the strategies towards December elections, what APRC have for the Gambians. And we also thank Almami Jiba for facilitating this conversation. We really appreciate your time. We really appreciate the people of Fonyi, and we will continue to advocate um, for all Gambians, regardless of your position or regardless of wherever you live in. We really appreciate your time, and we will say thank you so much for being around here, for being stick here, and we really appreciate that. Until we come on your way next week, or we're coming next because next week is going to be it. So I don't think we'll have time uh, to have a conversation around here. Honorable,
Yeah,
Mbasaro Deacon. Okay, it's a Sarodi of Fanara then.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Nka men koten Job mbe follow honorable Job mba fole ko abaraka anin ila moerlal ani ni men ka programme host nadia mo be amanke because nga ba adam baro hetle wala nga government hetle because I know this government is our government. Ni Gambia betiata
Yeah, so we have to end here. So I think we have all had that together. Thank you so much, Honorable. Thank you for your time, and thank you everybody for sticking around until we come on your way next time. Thank you.